Now goes the powerhouse, and the COVID-19-MAN has come to deliver you from the empty land, from the ones who have been silenced to the promised land of the Alefbetionaire, which is the original place for the soul of a man. Waken now, get his jubilee, and abide safe like it's never been, in the power of the Father, in the powerhouse, cause that's what Word Tech, double rectech, in the Alefbetionaire we're connected. Word Tech, double rectech, in the powerhouse we're connected. Truth in the Torah where it is, that's right. And whether you like it or not, I just don't give a damn, cause in this thing the end is gonna be for sure. It's got a date before the song began to score. This ain't no lie, we about to fly, cause in the truth there's nothing that can be denied. Here's the COVID-19-MAN is hooking you up to the other bed, to the powerhouse with your waving. The COVID-19-MAN is gonna hook you up, cause that's what Word Tech, double rectech, in the Alefbetionaire we're connected. Word Tech, double rectech, to no one else I'm genuflecting. Word Tech, double rectech, to the powerhouse I'm connected. And then I want to get your power back, cause you will find in there the powerhouse not scared. You won't be silenced, nobody can touch what you will find in there. Gets to cut the masking back of lies. The righteous now they cries, cause the COVID-19-MAN is gonna hook you up to the powerhouse. Live the power show, ride this mule around. Well, hello, my fellow Debarians. Welcome to Watch and Win and Learn and Earn one more time this week. I'm glad you could join us. It's good to have you here. So we are back here to Watch and Win, Learn and Earn, to learn something from the Torah to help us enjoy the connectedness to our Maker in the here and now. All right. And we have Brandon Durant joining us now. I believe she's being a friend, Jennifer. I hope she joins us. So, yeah, you can invite a friend. We're going to have a good time. It's good to have the regular group in here. Good to see you, Brian, Rosa, and Brandon so far. I hope Andy shows up. Waiting on everybody here. So, we're going to have a good time. You know, we're going to sing some songs. That's why it took me long. I was trying to prepare this song. And you know, we'll see it right now. You'll get to see it right now. Let me take you to my screen here. And here we are. So today, my fellow Debarians, we're going to be talking about the phonetical alphabet equals dissociative sound, and the functional alphabet equals connecting signal. Because that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to connect with something that makes sense for the here and now, because our Maker did not make us just to leave us in this world and abandon us. You know, He made us for us to get to know Him in the here and now. The moment that we get the alphabet, that's where we're supposed to get to know Him, and then just increase in that knowledge as the years went by. But the way that the alphabet is taught to us is taught in a way so that we never have access to our true heritage for the Alefbetionaire in the here and now. And I was left hanging that in the heavens we're going to have a better connection, but that's not the case. That's just a way of deceiving you and making you see all the modus operandi, the way that you operate in the spirit in the here and now, and you do it blindly, and all the elites and all the other nations that know better take advantage of your ignorance. So today we're going to open up your eyes to that understanding, and that's what we're going to be looking at. And so it's good to have you guys here. All right, let me get down to business here. Let me take you to one of my my main screens here that I like to use to introduce you guys. All right, so let me go here, my regular one. So that introduces the channel. So here we are. Notice that I have the guitar today. We're gonna sing. I'm ready to do that. And so, welcome to HDTV 28. This is a channel here where you get to hear, the treasure of the Hadavarim Torah, Vol 613, which are being given in this channel to empower you to be connected to your Maker in the here and now, and to make the most of your existence, in the best way that you can use the alphabet that is within you, to harness the most out of your existence in this world, because this is on this earth that the Torah is abiding. It has never left. It's been here all along. But those that teach it, most of them teach it phonetically and not functionally. But what is a creator interested in? A creator is interested in something to function, not just the sound. So when they hire you to teach you how things work, how things function, and that's how everybody's welcome, to learn. So in any company you go, they not only teach you the sound. The ones that only learn the sound of a product and service are the consumers, are the customers that they wanted to just be consuming the product and coming back for more. But the workers and the producers learn the functionality, because the creators of any product and service, they want you not just to know the sound of a word, but to know its function. Okay, and that's what we aim to do here, and that's what we're going to be teaching you as we go. All right, so today we're going to review again the alphabet and learn to see the functionality behind it, so that we can connect to everything that surrounds us and understand how it is that our soul, the kingdom and domain of the soul, as an Alefbetionaire, all that it has and all that it's able to do, and all that it's able to accomplish here in this world. And people, take advantage of you because you don't know. You don't know your heritage. You don't know the amazing things that you get to do to empower society. And so you just go blindly about your business, never recognizing all the riches that are just flowing out of you. And the whole world that knows a little better than you just take advantage of you, thinking that you're doing it in the freedom of your understanding. But no, you are in blindness, my friend. You're in ignorance. And that's what I aim to do, to make you understand that, we need to get out of this. But let me take you to a song here. I believe somebody requested this song. Let me see if I put a picture over here first. Let me get a picture. All right. Let's see if I can have it here. Del Shaddai. All right. I believe that we have that song is written by, let me take this down. The song is by this lady named Amy Grant. All right. And so I was learning it to play in the guitar, and it took me a while, because the thing is, if you request a song from me, I'm going to learn it. But if it's not Torah correct, I'm going to correct it. Okay, so I'm sorry if you don't like my corrections, but I have to go by the truth of the Torah that I've learned now. And I have the tendency of taking songs from the world anyhow and changing them to spiritual songs. But now that I know the truth in the Torah with the functional words, I have made some changes here to glorify the Lord of the Torah. El Shaddai is a reference to Yud He Vav, in the Torah. It's the Almighty. That's what it means, the Almighty. And the Almighty is Yud He Vav. And so we have to exalt His Torah, and we have to exalt His character as He reveals Himself in the functionality of those letters. All right, so let me take you back to the picture here again. And so we'll see what we're talking about. All right, so El Shaddai, as you see here, it says there on top, original song by Amy Grant, and Torah rectified by Zacharias Castro. All right, so if you're used to a certain way, you're not gonna hear exactly that way, but I'm gonna try to sing it my best. I might make a few mistakes, but I'm just learning how to play the guitar today. So, but we'll see. But this is a very nice song, and we can really exalt the Almighty Yud He Vav with that. El Shaddai, Elohim Adonai. Age to age, you're still the same. To your essence, there's no change. El Shaddai, conqueror Adonai. We will praise and lift you high. El Shaddai. On the chorus again. El Shaddai, El Shaddai, Elohim Adonai. Age to age, you're still the same. To your essence, there's no change. El Shaddai, El Shaddai, conqueror Adonai. We will praise and lift you high. El Shaddai. Through the word that you command, you gave a son to Abraham. Through the power of your hand, you turned the sea into dry land. To the barren one who bleeds, you are the one who meets her needs. And by your mighty, your children free. Or again. El Shaddai, El Shaddai, Elohim Adonai. Age to age, you're still the same. To your essence, there's no change. El Shaddai, El Shaddai, conqueror Adonai. We will praise and lift you high. El Shaddai. Through the years you made it clear. You tore when the days appear. Through your people for and near, you provide the light we seek. Through the mist by your command, your grace is what we'll understand. As when Herod Jacob's heights, we proceed to spread your light. El Shaddai, El Shaddai, Elohim Adonai. Age to age, you're still the same. To your essence, there's no change. El Shaddai, El Shaddai, conqueror Adonai. We will praise and lift you high. El Shaddai. All right. Okay. All right. Let me see how we're doing here. Take a look at you guys. See how the crowd is going. All right. So that's Amy Grant for you. All right. So how we doing here? Let me see. Let me get you there. All right. Here we are. Yeah, we got to play your song, Brianna. So, so we try to make it a Torah rectify, so we try to make a few changes. Because we can enjoy anything. You tell me the song, I'll try to figure out. I'm going to look. I'm going to find it out. If I see something wrong with it, I'm still going to sing it. I'm just going to correct it. That's all. But we can do that. We can have fun with songs. So everybody's welcome to suggest a song, and I'm going to learn it, and we'll sing it together. All right. Let me try it. Because this is more or less how it goes. We're going to hear a little bit from Amy, because I cannot play it for too long because the copyright things, But this is how it goes at the beginning. so let's see. Let me sing it again. All right? With the new format. El Shaddai, El Shaddai, El Adonai. Age to age, you're still the same. To your essence, there's no change. El Shaddai, El Shaddai. There can come Adonai. We will praise and lift you high. El Shaddai. Through the word that you command, you gave a son to Abraham. Through the power of your hand, you turned the sea into dry land. To the barren one who bleeds, you are the one who meet her needs. And by your mind, your children are set free. El Shaddai, El Shaddai, El Adonai. Age to age, you're still the same. To your essence, there's no change. El Shaddai, El Shaddai. There can come Adonai. We will praise and lift you high. El Shaddai. Through the year you made it clear, your Torah will not disappear. Through your people far and near, you provide the light we see. Through the mitzvahs you command, your breath is what we'll understand. As we inherit Jacob's highs, we proceed to spread your light. El Shaddai, El Shaddai, El Adonai. Age to age, you're still the same. To your essence, there's no change. El Shaddai, El Shaddai. There can come Adonai. We will praise and lift you high. El Shaddai. All right, so we enjoyed that one. All right, let's see how we're doing here. And so where we are. So, I hope you enjoyed the song. And if you have any more favorites, just let me know. I'll try to work on those as the week progresses. But you were right, I haven't sang for a while, and songs are very important. And since I have the gift of singing, might as well, not waste the talent. I got to use it to communicate the Word of God in all of His potency and in every way that will sing and stay with us. All right? So, we have the people here. It's good to have you. Asante not showing up today. I don't see him yet, though. All right. We'll see. We'll still have time to go. All right. But now, let me see here. Let's go. Let me take you. Let me take you to the other place that I like to go here. But let me get out of the picture first, so then we can get out. All right. Let me see. All right, yeah, we are at the observatory, and we're getting ready to observe Torah here. Okay, making sure the mic is running, okay? All right, so let me take you on the message for today. picture here. Okay, let me take all the way to the what we're looking at the message for today. All right. So the COVID-19-MAN present the phonetical alphabet. That's Av, because it means father in Hebrew. Phonetical means your sound. You teach it by sound. Just like most schools teach you the alphabet, just the sound of it. So you can identify the letter, and you can identify the sound, and you can identify the object as to what it is. Okay? And that's practically what you learn in most schools all over the world. Is the alphabet to be able to know the sound, that's phonetics. Okay? And you'll be able to understand the letter, connect to the letter, and you'll be able to understand the object, so that you will go to become a consumer and later on buy those objects, and that's basically at the level where they leave you with the alphabet. But since in the Hebrew the word Ab means also father, the reason why God wants to give you the alphabet, because the alphabet is not only the father and founder of everything that has ever been made by words, but also has a character that goes with it. The father and maker of all creation has his character as to how to handle words and the right attitudes, and right concerns that you need to have within you for the care of words. And that's why the Jewish people are called the people of the book, because everything to them is about the book. It's about the word. Like they call when you're 12, if you're a girl, you're 12, if you're a boy, 13, they call the bar mitzvah. If there's a girl, it's bat mitzvah, or if the boy is bar mitzvah. Okay? But what that means, bar or bad means the daughter or son of the command. So when you're 12 or 13, if you're 12, it's the girl, because the girls mature sooner, so the girl gets to do the bar mitzvah first. The boys do it later, like a year later. And so, but that's what you get. At the age of 12, if you're a girl, and the age of 13, if you're a boy, in the Jewish tradition, you are ready to be the son or daughter of the mitzvah. Mitzvah means command. That's what we translate it. The son or daughter of the command. So you are ready to have that connectivity to enter into what the mitzvah stands for, Understand that? The solutions for the desire, mitzvah, desire to connect to his breath, to be spiritual. And why the breath, you ask? Why not to connect to, the light or something else? Though the Bible talks about the light, but Torah ends up with breath at the end, with the hey, and mitzvahs end up with hey at the end. And also sabah. Remember, sabah means command. Command is sabah, and mitzvah means commandment. They all end up with a hey at the end, with the spirit, with the breath. Well, why does God want you to identify with the breath? Because in the function of the breath, the air, or the breath that we breathe, the air has the capacity to be the most intimate with us than anything else. The sunlight has the capacity of hitting us, but once the sun is hitting on one side, it's not hitting in the other side where the shadow is formed, see? So if the sun is hitting me in my face, it's not touching my back. Or if it's hitting me on the side, it's not touching the other side. So the sun just has a certain limitation when it hits the light. But the air, when the air comes, it embraces me. It goes all around me. It's in the front, it's in the back, it's on my side, and it can even go inside when I inhale it. So that's the functionality that God wants your soul to have when it comes to the care of words and things that are made by words. You understand? That's why it's important to connect to air or breath or spirit to inherit the functionality. Because once we know the meanings and definitions of how a product or service is made, let's say a product, if you know about computers and you learn the A to Z, from A to Z, you know how it's put together and you know how it runs, then what is it? You have acquired, you see, the functionality of air, because you know that little machine, that little laptop, or little, in the case of, because even this is a computer, you understand? The little smartphone, that's a computer. And when you know everything about how it's put together, then with that knowledge, you know the measurements from the back, you know the measurements from the front, you know the material that is made for, so you know everything in and out when you know how to produce this from A to Z. So what have you acquired when you know the meanings of functionality? You acquire the nature and functionality of air. And that's the whole idea, to love words in such a sense that you love the meanings and definitions. So you're able to take a word that is only a consumer, a word that is dead in the lips of the consumer, and in you, by adding definitions and meanings to that word, you make that word come to life. You make that word resurrect, and become a producer, become an economy. In the consumer, it was only an echo chamber. He could only use that word to ask for products. But in you, my friend, when you inherit all the meanings and definitions and you take the word out of the consumer market, the word that is dead in the lips of the consumer, what are you able to resurrect? You are able to heal that lame word, that word that could not do anything in the lips of the consumer. You're able to heal, restore, repair, bring it to life, make it a producer, and turn it from an echo chamber into an economy. You know, you can get an economy going with a product that is fully defined. You understand what I'm saying? And that's what the soul is capable of doing. It's capable to function like air. It's capable to have that intimacy with the things that it knows in all of its meanings and definitions. And that's why we have to learn the alphabet in that idea so that we can function. So it's in the functionality that we connect. Okay, that's why I say phonetical alphabet at top. It says phonetical from A to B is equal to dissociative sound. That means you know the sound, but you don't know how to be air. You don't know in which way your soul connects to air. But when you learn the functionality, then you learn how to connect with air, how to connect with water, how to connect with all the elements. You've heard sometimes Bruce Lee, how to teaching that, be water, my friend, be water. He will say to his students, because, he was saying in his style of teaching, you have to flow. You got to, you got to go with the flow and learn how to, in the rhythm of fighting, so you have to become like water, that engulfs the thing that the person that is fighting, it just goes all around it. So he seems to be embracing it, to be in unity, to be dancing with it. So he was speaking his technique to become like water in the functionality that water surrounds you and dances with you, But that's the whole idea when you talk with God. That's the whole thing all the time. He wants you to understand. I put the air there not just to make you, to keep you alive with your body, but to you have to understand that that's what your soul is able to do. It's able to imitate the functionality of air in the way that air is there to provide you life 24/7 because it has the oxygen that you need. So it's there to keep you animated and keep you alive. Guess what? When you have the meaning and definitions, you have the oxygen that every word that is a dead word in the consumer lips, you have the ability to restore it, to keep it alive, to make it a producer, to make it an economy. You are the air. You are the breath. You are the oxygen that brings it to life. So you, my friend, you are air. You become spirit. That is to be spiritual. That's how you connect. So that's functional. Alefbetionaire is the connecting signal. Then you can see that everything that is out there that God has created for the care of this body, that's what our soul becomes for the care of words. It's a heaven to words because it restores, refreshes, and renews words. It's air to words because he keeps it alive, keeps it animated with meanings and definitions. It's a refresher. It's water because it refreshes, restores. Goes all of that. It's like soil. It's like the earth because it allows it to be planted in us, and we are able to generate out of the seed of an idea. We are able to generate a product and a service, just like a plant that is put up on the ground. So we are able to be like trees because we take the words that the consumer has polluted and we purify them when we give it meaning and definition. And the tree is able to do that to the atmosphere. It's able to take back to the air all the polluted elements, and it's able to give it back. To purify the air, purifies the water. So you understand this. This is the connectedness that God wants us to establish. So that makes us Alefbetionaires. That's what we were made. Okay, we were not made to be monkeys in clothes. Okay, that's why I shared earlier that somebody, was sharing a little video because he's trying to sell you a book, and so he's making fun that religions have failed. So he has this idea of being an air of superiority. But the statement that he begins his whole thing with is all wrong to begin with. So I'm just going to play the beginning of it. It's up to you to go watch the rest if you want to. But I wrote a whole commentary on this. I'm going to read it to you right now. But I'm going to play first. Let me put this thing here first. All right. So how we doing here? All right. Same crowd. Good to see you here. Let me get you to what I'm talking about. Here we go. Let me see if I can move this around. What will replace religion? Okay. So here this guy, His name is Jamie. I believe his name is Jamie Wheal. Okay, and I don't know what credentials he has, but he's talking here, and the way he begins this is very interesting. And I comment on this. But this is a book that he's trying to sell. It's only about 7 minutes and 21 seconds. But I'm not going to play all of it. I'm just going to play the beginning because I don't want to infringe of anybody's copyright. But just the first sentence, he tells you that he doesn't have any solutions. Just pay attention to it. And I'm going to read my commentary that I made on this guy. But this is what he says. Let me put the microphone here. Put the sound all the way to the top. All right. Now let's see. Here we go.
It's really easy to forget that we're just monkeys with clothes. If you took all of life on Earth and you compressed it into one 24-hour day, anatomically modern man shows up at 4 seconds before midnight. Cave paintings at 1 second before midnight.
All right. I'm not going to play everything, but you see the statement? We tend to forget that we're just monkeys in clothes. He's including himself in that. So if that's his assertive statement to begin with, what does that tell you? Has a monkey ever provided any solutions? No, right? So he doesn't provide any solutions in this program either. He just gives you a whole different things that are happening with religion, that are happening with the world at large, the world of business, and he's tried. So he's an observant of the problems, but he's nowhere near the solution. And so just because he can speak pretty, he can talk pretty, can have the language to say the right thing, that's how people are entertained, because if somebody can just talk pretty to you, that's how you are entertained. But the thing is, where are the solutions, And that's why he needs to answer, And there was only one guy in here I saw that I looked at this. Let me see. He made a commentary here. Oh, no, it doesn't show that here. But in any case, I'm going to read to you what I wrote, because I wrote a commentary on what he said, and let me get to that now, and then we'll get to see that and we'll talk some more. But this is what I shared earlier because of what he said, and I shared this video with my group there earlier today. But I'm gonna read to you what I comment on that. So here we go. All right, are we here in the right place? All right, here we go. So I'm going to take you all the way to the top. And I wrote a whole thing in here for that to answer this guy. Okay, so here we go. All the way on top with the three flames here. It says, there are people, like this. There are people. All right, this part here. See, I want to make sure that everything is being seen here. Okay, you can see it. All right. There are people that can give a stimulating talk, but are not able to provide a clearer solution. And Jamie Wheal here precisely fits the bill. He precisely fits what I'm saying. By his assertive opening statement that we are monkeys with clothes, quote unquote, he has no definite solutions because no monkey of any kind ever does. Then I begin to talk here about what we are. It is the Alefbetionaire, spiritual or breath-like aspect of our soul, which can emulate, or means imitate, or can emulate the functionality of air in the fact that 24/7 it can be an agent of activation and animation for all things made by wholesome words. Do we agree? Yes, of course, that makes sense. Everybody, has to do that, and everybody's able to do that once you have the alphabet in you and you become a producer and not just a consumer. You're able to do that. So you acquire that, the breath-like or spiritual aspect. Your soul has spiritual aspect, that ability to emulate, to imitate the functionality of air. And mainly, let me go top here. It says, and mainly that's what enables us to be desirable units of progress for any society in the here and now. That's why people hire you. because you have the capacity in the alphabet to be able to take from the manual the meanings and definitions. Then you're able to take the words that you only knew as a consumer, because everybody that works into a workplace, they only know the name of the product that they make because they are consumers of it. But now once you're going to be in that company, you're going to be a producer of it. So you're going to take that word that was a dead producer because it was only making you a consumer, and you're going to turn it into a life, living, animating producer. Once it's in you with all these meanings and definitions. Well, that's why you're capable. So that's why it says here. And mainly that's what enables us to be desirable units of progress for any society in the here and now. And this, of course, is always far more important and more pertinent to the success of any undertaking or endeavor than just our physical aspect of having a healthy, wholesome, fleshly body. You understand that, right? Because if you go to work, they just, unless it's just going to be picking up stuff, carry heavy burdens and not to do anything with following instructions, just to hear somebody pick that up and throw it there, they're just interested in you having a healthy body. But in most jobs, you have to learn to follow instructions. You have to learn to assemble this, put this together. So there are things you need to follow. There are things that you need to understand with the alphabet that is in you, and you need to take it in, understand it, then make your body work. So most people aren't interested in that you have just a healthy body. They're happy that you have a body that functions. But even people that are handicapped can get a job these days. They just want to know that you know how to deal with the alphabet that is in you to be able to do something for the product, to be able to produce the product, to be able to produce the service. Because you're supposed to bring that word alive as an animating producer out of you. And so you can be handicapped. Like I'm going to mention here later. All that they're concerned is basically what's more pertinent is that you have a healthy understanding of how to use the alphabet to restore dead words to life, to make them, come back to life once they give you the manual and definition. So that's why it says that's more to the species and a healthy, wholesome, fleshly body. Let me do up here again. Let me just underline this all the way so that you will know what I'm reading. Okay, so now here it goes. I don't know why so many people like to have someone tickle their itching ears instead of looking for concrete answers. Well, let me tell you this trustworthy fact, and you can take that to the bank because that's true. This trustworthy fact is you are not monkeys with clothes, like this Jamie Wheal says. You are an Alefbetionaire. You take on the alphabet, and all the words that you learn from it, you can give it 1,000,000 years and they're never going to disappear. That's mean Alefbetionaire. That once you get the word, your understanding, you just give it and give it and give it. You are a philanthropist in the area of the world of words. You can just give them and give them and give them and never run out of them. Those are the riches that never disappear and never grow old. That's why you are an Alefbetionaire, having intimate union and fellowship with the alphabet, which is something no monkey was designed to enjoy, period. That's right. You and I are able to enjoy that, but no monkey does that. So that's why we're not monkeys with clothes, because that's our heritage. We are the Alefbetionaires. We are the philanthropists when it comes to the making of words and the true riches that never end, of making things new, restore, and refresh. All right, so don't let anybody tell you otherwise. So now let me take you a little higher here. And let me go with the other part here. So we know what we're talking about. All right, let me see. Now this is a very long area, so we put all the way to the top here. This one is good one. Okay, if you're Torah trained, or like I said on Sunday, Torah control, not harlot control, right? If you're Torah trained or Torah control, you will know that as an Alefbetionaire, you are the power plant or manpower that empowers all societies to function, right? And it's only the alphabet dwelling in you and you dwelling in the awareness. So the alphabet comes to you, but then when you begin to see what's your heritage once the alphabet is in you, then you become aware of everything that the word, has put out there. That's why it says here. And so if you're Torah trained or control, you will know that as an Alefbetionaire, you are the power plant or manpower that empowers all societies to function, and it's only the alphabet dwelling in you and you dwelling in the awareness of all that the alphabet has ever named, defined, produced, and managed. That is what is needed for you to experience the consciousness expansion that makes you keenly aware that outside of you and your true inner inheritance, which is the Aleph, nothing else is needed. Let me take all the top. All right, that's nothing else is needed for what? And then let me highlight this. Nothing else is needed to experience wholesomeness and completeness for your existence in the here and now and forevermore. Because you understand, hey, it's the alphabet of me. That's my inheritance. It's like you've entered in the biggest mansion there is. Like big house, the word Pharaoh means big house because that's the big house that had all the supplies for the whole nation. So Pharaoh became the name of the person that managed it. But Pharaoh means big house. So when you enter in the alphabet, you have entered in the biggest house there is. Because in the alphabet is found all the books that have ever been written, all the pyramids that have ever been built, all the design that has ever manifested itself upon earth, all those things are found in the alphabet. And they are yours if you develop your powers of observation in the alphabet. All of that is your heritage. You enter in the biggest house there was ever. And that is your heritage, And that's yours because your soul was made in the image of the alphabet. Truly yours. I'm not lying. That's just how God made you. But the countries of this world will give you the alphabet, but will never tell you that everything that the alphabet has made is your inheritance. No. They won't want you to think that way because they want you to be consumers. So they don't teach you definitions and meaning. They just teach you the sound. So you'll be dissociative. You will not know that all things belong to you in the alphabet. Because the alphabet, who means father, the father doesn't hold on to anything. Like a grubby person that just wants to grab a hold of things. He holds on to something just to repair it, refresh it, restore it, and lets it go and he made it anew and keeps it that. That's what we learn to do, and we act that way. And so that's why nothing else is needed, and we experience that wholesomeness. And then let me read the next portion here. Let me highlight this. And this sense of oneness, because, we realize, man, we're so magnificent. Once I know what I'm made for, I just got to enjoy his fellowship and go to do all this. And this sense of oneness with the Ab, with the Father, with the alphabet, establishes the great connectedness or wanting to be of service to all. That's what you're always eager to do. You want to be of service to all. Why? Because in the alphabet, you embody their functionality. You can see what people can be, all the potential that they can achieve. You know what I'm saying? When I see souls, for example, nowadays, and I know with the alphabet in them, if they just had it at the most optimal level of performance, that alphabet in them will liberate them from so many things, and so many things they're caught up in this world that they think is important because they've been trained otherwise and not Torah trained. So I pity them because they lack that. So if somebody's eager, for example, if any of you in my group, you pay attention, you want to learn Torah, hey, to me, you are my most valuable children ever. You understand? You're more than gold and diamonds to me, more than my family that doesn't pay attention to the words I teach of the Torah. So if anything goes wrong with you, I am behind you. I'm meant to make sure nothing befalls you. I'm there to back you up. Okay? Especially if you stay in this group and you pay attention, that's what the Torah makes you become. And whatever you're deficient, I'll be there to make sure that you're strengthened by it until you can stand on your own 2 feet and walk strong in the Torah like God has made me able to. But in the meantime, you are the most precious possession I have, those that listen to the Torah. And I love you very dearly, people. Know that. That's a fact. So you're my highest jewels there was ever was. And so that's the thing. So you identify. And in this sense of oneness with the alphabet, establishes the great connectedness of wanting to be of service to all, because in the alphabet, you embody the functionality and empathize with what is lacking to supply for them the inexhaustible, that means that never runs out, the inexhaustible abundance that you possess in the Alefbeth. Okay? And this is how you enjoy the intimacy of the Father flowing in you and out, flowing in and out of you. You are forever submerged in an ocean of blissfulness, as deep calleth unto deep, and you experience the reciprocation. You know, you have that kind of a fellowship. And that's the main idea. So, okay, so let me go here further, because I delve into deeper stuff here now. Now, let me get in here now. I address this situation. In the political, religious, or other man-made external value systems, we are bombarded with mind narratives that revolve mainly around our physical environment and well-being. And all of them are nothing but attempts to steal the grandeur of our status as Alefbetionaires, to leave us with something trivial and non-essential for the true management of all economies in the here and now. And now that's why I'm getting to the nitty-gritty. Then I compare the only one I'm familiar with, because I was raised in the Pecel of Christianity. I use this as an example. Let me put this one here. I'm all the way to the top, bottom. This in the Pecel of Santa Claus. That's how my first deceitfulness that I ever encountered came through Santa Claus. You know, and just because parents don't, you know, I don't really blame my parents. A lot of parents, they have a lot of make-believe thing with the kids for that. But, you know, but in any case, that's how I encountered that there's a lot of narratives that are just false there. But in the Pecel of Santa Claus, we have a red-suited fellow. We have a red-suited fellow rob all the credit from parents being the true gift providers. Okay? Because when the teacher that is on Santa that's bringing it to you, and they don't acknowledge that they're the ones doing it, then what you are accrediting to Santa, all the efforts that you as a parent did to provide the gift, you accredit to this red-suited guy, that he did it, you know. And so in the Pecel of Christianity, we have a red blood-drenched, cross-bearing and hanging individual, rob, I mean, that's a very strong word, rob the Alefbetionaire soul that we have of all its miracle, wonder-working, daily operating divine heritage for the here and now. Because that's what as Alefbetionaire we have. What do we have? Our soul as an Alefbetionaire, it's a miracle, wonder-working, daily operating divine, has a daily operating divine heritage for the here and now. How? In the sixth sentence it explains. It says, the miracles and wonders performed in the New Testament, like healing the sick body of flesh, or healing the maimed body of flesh, or the lame body of flesh, or the deaf in the flesh, or the blind in the flesh, multiplying food for the flesh, floating on water to save the flesh, converting water to wine, and everything else that was done for the betterment of the body of flesh is equivalent. Listen to this. It's equivalent. It's equivalently done. It's the equivalent. It's equivalently done daily by an Alefbetionaire soul, and this is more relevant and useful to help all economies to stay up and running and afloat than all those physical miracles. How, do you ask? Okay, and there comes the part here now. This is where I break it down, because this is exactly what we do, and people don't even see it, but it's a fact. And as Alefbetionaires, as people that have the Alefbeth in us, and we have placed that in, as Alefbetionaires, you and I are hired for what reason? To take words found in the market of consumerism, used by the consumers, right? We are hired to take words found in the market of consumerism that are sick, lifeless, lame, deadly, or dead, as useless echo chambers. As useless echo chamber words, because that's all the consumer uses them. So they're not able to do anything other than just, have sound that is disassociated with the thing that is naming. You know how to say car, but you're not connected to the car to make it work. You only know how to say the word. So it's a disassociation going. That's just the sound disassociates, but the signal connects. So here we go. So let me just look at this. I want to read from the beginning. Alefbetionaire, you and I are hired to take words found in the market of consumerism that are sick, lifeless, lame, deadly, or dead, as usual echo chamber words, and proceed to heal them, repair them, resurrect them, make them whole, convert them, transform them, promote them, and glorify them as activating wholesome words or major producing economies of liveliness. That's what we do. We take words that we knew as consumers that were dead to being a producer, dead to being activators, and we restore them. We fill them up with life. We give them meanings and definitions, and that word in us is restored, is refreshed, is made whole. And this is all the function of the breath, filling something with life, filling it up with full life. And so we act as spiritual beings in the here and now, and that's how we, on a daily basis, are able to promote all the economies of the world, and that is more relevant, than all the miracles. So the whole picell of Christianity is trying to undermine what we do on a daily basis. We are fantastic, and we are marvelous and wonderfully made in the as Alefbetionaires, like David said. The way he fashioned us and he made us to understand his word and to be able to enter into the functionality of his breath. I mean, there's nothing that compares to that. And that's what we are. Okay? So, says, and we do all these miracles. Okay? We do all these miracles just by using the alphabet and all its meanings and definitions. Well, that's all we have, and we're able to use that. We're able to conduct this spiritual agenda in the here and now, and that's what is important about each one of us. That's why we hire. That's why we are the manpower sustaining all societies. Okay, so any picell that comes around and try to tell you, that is not important, that you got to pay attention to something else, that it's just for the physical here, and then they're robbing you of what they have to point you. This is what the Torah meant. When it calls itself the alphabet, it wants you to understand what you have, so nobody will rob you of your true status. That is inner value within you. So you never cast out the value and the esteem and value that you have in the alphabet to anything outside of you, no matter how wonderful they paint it. So what they do is, I came here to promise you the best body possible, but they will never connect you to what you are as an Alefbetionaire. You never get to know that. So then they have robbed you of your daily joy that you can have in the Alefbet in the here and now. Because they point you to something that will happen when you're resurrected, that will happen when you go to heaven, and they're robbing you daily and undermining what you are as an Alefbetionaire. Okay? So this is, as a matter of fact, and I end up with this. Okay, I'm getting ready to the question now. As a matter of fact, even Alefbetionaire souls that may have some physical handicap, like being blind or crippled, are able to work this miracle wonders on that echo chamber words to be able to run economies in the here and now. Because I see people that are blind that are working in companies. I see people that are handicapped that are working in companies, bringing the words that are used in the consumer just as echo chambers and making them be producible words. They can be word of liveliness and action. They can do that. So he says, so as a matter of fact, even Alefbetionaire souls that may have some physical handicaps, like being blind, crippled, are able to work this miracle wonders on dead echo chamber words to be able to run economies in the here and now. So Christianity is nothing but an attempt to rob and undermine the divine and magnificent status that we have as relevant and useful Alefbetionaires in the here and now. Because that's exactly why they use us for. Because we have that capacity to behave like breath, to behave like oxygen, and to bring things to life, to restore things, to refresh, to take a word that was dead in the consumer and make it become a live, producing economy. And that's what counts for the here and now. All right? So that's what the Torah teaches you. And that's what the mitzvahs do, to understand and to connect you. So you are not disconnected from anything. You know what you're doing. You know what your status is. You know the inner value system that you have, that nobody can ever rob you, because once you see it, you cannot unsee it, like this says out there. Once you understand how you're set up, any pesel can come and try to distract you, and you say, but hey, where's my Alefbetionaire status? I'm not hearing it mentioned. Where's my philanthropy as an Alefbetionaire? I'm not hearing you recognize, how God made me. You want to demean what God did for me? God made you with this as a royal priesthood of words, of words that are wholesome. Somebody's coming along and is trying to strip you, not even try to bring that to your attention, that that's your true heritage. They're robbing you blind. And that's what we are in our society. We are Alefbetionaires in the Alefbet here, able to produce all these fantastic things for society. And all of that, we really do it free of charge, because of all the things that we make, none of those things can feed us better and give us longevity as the original garden that God made with 300,000 edible plants, that are good, to give us longevity and long life. Of course, we be deprived of them. We only give them 200, and of that people don't even eat 20. So we have really been deprived of the thing. So that was already made for us, for our body. So everything that we made in this lame economy of the mule, the manpower of hell lame economy, is nothing really. It's needed for us better than the ones that God already had made long time ago. We just got to get back to that, But that, you understand? So therefore everything that we give to this world is just a gift. We're philanthropists, lending, what we have, the ability, to be the entity that provides the valuables, all the stuff that we're able to do, and we don't ever, give that away to anybody, okay? We don't ever yield, the status that God made us to have as Alefbetionaires to no pesel, to no political narrative that's trying to sell us and get us worried about something in this world, like if we're not magnificent already as Alefbetionaires. All right, so this is the main thing that I'm trying to teach you here. Now let me take you here and start making some money for those that have made it today. Let me take you to the main window here. See how we're doing. All right. Woo. Okay, I'll tell you something. Like Brandon told me, you take your kids to do all these things and everything, but you explain to them what they are. That this is just pictures of things that people do. But you don't give the credit. If you make them understand that that's something that society did, because that's what I did to my son, for example. When Gabriel was like 2 or something, between 2 and 3, and he asked me that he wanted to ask Santa to bring him this and bring him that, because he was hearing his little friends in preschool talk about that. And then I sat him down and said, look, Watson, Santa is something that anybody can be. Somebody just has to dress in a red suit, wear a black hat and boots, and they can go and give gifts, But the people that really buy the gifts for you are your parents, But Santa is not somebody that you can write at the North Pole or anything. He's somebody that anybody can be if they want to, just so he will understand that, So when I told him that, what Gabriel told me is, okay, this is what I want that, it was almost 3 there. He says, I want you to get me, a red suit, and a black hat and some boots. I said, where are you going with this? He says, and I'm going to be Santa and I'm going to go give gifts. And he just made me cry, because I realized that at his age, he realized that the idea of giving gifts was wonderful. There was nothing wrong with that. But now that I told him that Santa wasn't somebody outside, but he could be Santa, he wanted to be the giver. So you see what I'm saying? In the giving, when we tell people that there's somebody else that's going to be there and you cannot be that, then they just left stuck. They are left handicapped. So that's when you tell them the truth of all that you can do, then they want to, because the giving is really a good thing to give. There's nothing wrong with that. So then when I told him that, he wanted to be a giver. He didn't see nothing wrong with being a giver. So you say, so if you take pictures with your kids and everything, as long as they know how the setup is, I don't see any harm in doing that stuff. So so that's how things work, But in any case, let me ask you some questions now. Here we go. Let me see how we're doing. Let me go all the way to the bottom. Yeah. Okay. So here we go. Do we get to have Andy join us today? I don't see him. All right, I guess not that many. I guess everybody gets some good money today. All right, all right. By the way, I have a $50 gift for Mother's Day, okay? But I won't be able to give it to you this week. I'm going to give it to you next week. All right? So next week, because this coming Sunday is Mother's Day. You understand? So for next Wednesday, I'll provide for all the mothers here, for Brianna and Rosa, you know, that show up today. You're going to have a $50 a Mother's Day gift on top of what you earn or what you earn. The next week is going to be for $80 again. Today's $70. So that's going to be your Mother's gift for next week, because Mother's Day is going to be this weekend, so that's coming up. So make sure not to miss, because you're going to get some extra money for you the mothers, all right? That's coming next week. So just to let you know that some good news there for you ladies. And let me see here now. Okay, so here we go. For the first, let me go all the way to the bottom. All right. Okay. Now, the first question. All right, first question has to do with this guy, Jamie Wheal. You know, let's say his spiel there, his little commercial that he made to sell his book. He started with an assertive statement saying that we are nothing but monkeys with clothes. All right? And I told you that as monkeys, there's no way that any monkey has never provided any solutions. So exactly like he says, he doesn't provide any solutions. He just speculates about what's wrong here and there. And that's what ends up happening, you know. So I told you that's what he says that we are, because, you know, they come from an evolutionary point of view. And so they don't have any answers. They just talk pretty, you know, that's about it. But what does the Torah say that we are? We're not monkeys with clothes. In the Alefbet, what are we? What is the word that I keep using? What are we in the Alefbet? What are we in the Alefbet? For the first $70, we're not monkeys with suits, but what are we in the Alefbet? Let's see who comes closer to the answer there. Brian Wanta! Alefbetionaires! That's right! We are Alefbetionaires. We're millionaires in the world of words. Inexhaustible riches. We have meanings and definitions galore to share everywhere. That's what we are. So, you know, some people are with insomnia and they have forgotten that, you know, but that's what we are. So congratulations there, my friend. Congratulations there. You get your first $70. All right. All right. Now next. That's right. That's what we are. Okay. Okay. Now. All right. Let me write your name down for first. $70. Now, for the second question here. All right. Now let me think of this one. Okay. For this question has to do with the title of this message today. When you learn the alphabet phonetically, you know, phonetically means just by sound. When you learn it just phonetically, are you able to connect to the elements or not? Are you able to connect or not? This is a yes or not. When you learn it just, and you're able to connect with the nature, I will say. Connect with the nature of all the elements, like air, water. When you just learn it phonetically, are you able to connect with the nature of all the elements, like air and water? Yes or no? When you learn it phonetically. Brianna Duran, very good. No, that's right. You're not. You only know the sound, and you only know the picture, and you know the letter. And you only learn to be a consumer. That's right. All right? So that's right. So that's $70. Brianna? All right. Very good. All right. Now, the last one here. Okay, I think Rosa's got to be here, right? I think she's in here. So we have Rosa joining today. Yeah, okay. Now, the next one. Okay. I hope Rosa is here because I don't know if she's still with us. But I'm going to go on next one. Rosa, this is your turn to answer. All right? The title Alefbetionaire is given to us because we are given the AB. All right? And what does ab mean? What is the meaning of AB? Of ab or Alefbeth? What does it mean in English? The word in English. What does the ab represent in English? Alright, let me see. I don't know if Rosa dropped out. She said her phone was acting up at the beginning. I don't hear anymore. Let me see, Rosa. Okay, Rosa, are you with us? I don't know. Did you drop out, Rosa? Your telephone messed you up? Oh, my goodness. Okay, let's give you one more minute here to pick up on that. Maybe she's having a problem with her phone. Rosa, can you hear us? All right. What? All right, Rosa, what's the meaning of the word ab? A and B in Hebrew. What does it mean in English? All right. Okay, I think we're going to give it one more 30 seconds here. See if she joined us. All right, I don't see you responding. So now, okay. Everybody else, Brianna or Brian, what does it mean? Brianna or Brian, what does it mean? Ab. All right. Anybody else now? Brianna or Brian, you can participate. Give the answer. What does ab mean in English? The father. All right. Brian came in first. All right. So Brian gets 140 this week. All right. And all right. And since we always give a 30 here for those that participated, that 30 is going to go to you, Brianna. So you're going to get 100, and Brian is going to get 140. All right. So I don't know what happened with the other one. I think their phone must have malfunctioned today. You know, let's pray for the phone to work so they can get a better phone for next time. But yeah, okay, congratulations. You guys made some good money today. All right. So congratulations, Brian. You got 140. And Brianna, you get 100. So that's not bad. You make some good moolah today. All right, perfect. We did pretty good. All right, so God bless each and every one of you. I love you for showing up, for wanting to learn Torah, you know, and I'm happy that you tried to invite your friend, Brandon. That was a very good thing, you know, and so we're going to finish here with a commercial. Let me go here. Ta-da.